We've hit the jackpot. Here he is. Zim Whodey. You've been out reflecting out in the woods a little bit, Zim, this morning?
Not today.
No?
Not today. How you doing today, Thom?
I'm doing good, man. You all right?
Yeah, man. I was taking my son to school and I caught some terrible traffic. I was like, oh my God. Have you said it? When's the last time you sat in 2 hours of traffic? That just gave me a headache.
That's not good.
Oh my God.
That's not.
2 hours.
How's your son doing? I mean, did he watch the game with you yesterday, or does he kind of got to get out of the room when the game's on?
He's got to get out the room. Dad goes crazy. He knows though. He has like this thing on his phone that like he looks up the score. So like if we lose, he'll be like, hey, you got another game coming up. Like I don't know why he talks like I'm on the team. And if we win, he's real nonchalant. He's just like, yeah, I know. I saw the score. Y'all won.
You are on the team. I mean, basically, you are, a member of the Cincinnati Bengals roster for all intents and purposes. What's the sweatshirt? Is that something we can buy? What do you got going on there?
Oh, this is my guy, Strawberry Ice. I don't know if you know him. He's a real prominent guy in the Bengals community, but he does this. This is actually tied in with Joe Burrow's food pantry. I don't want to get the names wrong, but they made it. It's called Jackpot Joey. I cannot think of the guy's name that made it. I apologize. I'm so sorry. But my friend Strawberry Ice and the guy that made it, they sent me this, and a portion of everything that they sell goes to the Joe Burrow food pantry in Athens. So it's a real good cause. They sent me a bunch of gear last year, I believe, and I just wear it. It's super comfortable. Jackpot Joey.
Oh, yeah, and I don't know. Strawberry Ice. He's asked me to be on his podcast. Is that something that's a good idea? Should I be on, Zim? I've been on your podcast, Cincinnati.
Yeah. Strawberry Ice is cool people, man. He's super energetic. At a tailgate, he's the wild guy. You might want to stay clear of him. He's a big guy too. He's like 6'5" too. So like,
Strawberry Ice. A man with a nickname Strawberry Ice is like 6'5". That sounds like some white guy who's dancing around and weighs $130.
He dances. He's like a big bear though. He's like 6'5". He got a ton of energy. You got to stay clear of him at a tailgate though. He'll run you over, Thom. You got to be careful out there.
Right, there's no doubt.
I know you like to get in the trenches.
I do. I love getting in the trenches, and that's why I love you, Zim. And listen, let's start on the positive side. We said you exercised the demons, finally beating the Brownies. I mean, you were getting after some people now on Twitter. I mean, what's a line you use? You borrowed that Robert Saleh line about I'm collecting receipts on this stuff?
Well, this is the thing that's been going on. Is like I watched it for years happen, and I do this every week. The Chiefs, I thought I did a really good job with those receipts last week. But I do it every week throughout the year. I just collect them. They just fall into my lap. People just talk so crazy. I guess the way that they view football or talk trash is different than the way I talk football. Before a game, I generally respect my opponent. I look at the different things I think they're strong at, things that they're weak. I might say, hey, I think the Bengals might win. But you'll see on those receipts that I post, it's just like Joe Burrow's mid, he's trash. Jamar Chase is not a top 5 wide receiver. Nick Chubb is going to run all over us. Like all these different things. And one of my points is, and I don't do it for Bengals fans because Bengals fans have got some ugly tweets out there too. But one of my things is accountability. I feel like, and I do it for national pundits too. You'll see a couple of those on your timeline too. But they'll have these wild, crazy takes just based off of their preconceptions of what they think the Bengals are going to be. Their preconceptions even sometimes just flood into the actual game itself. Like last week, remember when we beat the Chiefs? Everybody that thought the Chiefs would win, would they say, "Oh, if Kelsey doesn't fumble the ball, that game goes different." But if you're a Bengals, but if you were just looking at the football game itself, you say, "Man, the Bengals were in a really good position the whole time." Tyler Boyd drops the pass. If Juju doesn't get the fourth down, you probably get blown out. But the way that people view games is objectively from the Bengals standpoint, and it carries on over to Twitter. And I like to let everybody see, and I like to use it as a learning lesson. Like, hey, you should respect the Bengals, and if you don't, Zim Whodey is on your ass.
All right, let me ask you this.
Simple as that.
Are you a little worried at all, Zim, Your guy Mixon came back, looked really good. Happy for him. 14 carries, 96 yards. Had the big 40-yard run. What's your level of concern about the Boyd and Higgins things?
I saw a report earlier that said that the Boyd one they just thought was a dislocation and it's just going to be like a pain thing. So I thought that was really good to hear no surgery. So that's the real good positive. I'm a little bit more concerned about the Trey Hendrickson one.
Yeah.
Because a wrist break, everybody said just put a club on it. But a lot of his moves and different things, come from like his technique. And I don't know if he'll be smashing people with the club. I don't know how long he'll be out. Luckily for us, I think the next 2 games that we're playing, I think the interior offensive lines are really weak. So I do think that we can capitalize and get some good interior pressure. But I'm more concerned about that. The T. Higgins one, I just thought that Zach is going this conservative role this year where he understands. And I never forget this interview he had with the Rams one time. They were talking about what happened to Todd Gurley, and they thought that they misused him. And I could see the regret in McVay and Zach Taylor's eyes that just like, man, like had we done these things differently, we wouldn't have wore down Todd Gurley. And I think he carries that with him. I would love to ask him that one day. If you know him, let me know.
I don't know him, Zim. You know him better than I do, buddy. I mean, you're the guy.
Somebody gave me his number one.
Zach Taylor. It's going to be you. It's not going to be me.
Somebody gave me his number one time, coach, and I didn't call him. I feel like I wanted to know him personally. I didn't want to give him a weird phone call, but I think that he's going the conservative road with my boy Mixon. He did that for the last 2 weeks with the advancements and everything we know about CTE and different things like that. Hey, let's just ride this out, and I think the depth is showing.
Yep.
And I think for the long haul, you get yourself in a bind, something doesn't go your way or whatever in the playoffs. I think it's really good that you got these guys, especially. I don't know when we're going to talk about the defense, but especially like a Cam Taylor-Britt,
yep.
Like now flourishing and getting into these roles. So it's not like you're throwing guys into the fire at the point where we need them the most. And I think that's the T. I need T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Jamar Chase to get 1,000 yards, though. I'm sorry. I need that. I need that for the sport of football. I need us to look at that.
Yeah,
We're not that far away.
Wait till next year on that one, my man, because Higgins, Boyd's only sitting around 600 something, and he ain't getting 400 the last 4 weeks of the season.
He's only
a game or two.
No, he's only. So say he plays next game. He's only 100. 300 and something. He's got 700 and something.
I thought he had.
But doesn't he's got 670?
I don't know. I thought it was 6 something. I thought I read it this morning.
I got to fact check it. All right, so maybe he's at 6.
655. So you're not far off. I mean, he's 350 away. He could do it.
4 games.
But he's got to play to do it.
Yeah, that's true. Right. I want the snapshot of the Bengals to be like when we're looking back at this, when we go in the Super Bowl run. I want them to really put it in the proper context. Like, hey, this is probably one of the best wide receiver trios we've ever seen. Oh yeah, Joe Mixon, he missed a couple games, but I think he could still get 1,000 too. You like this team is very deep, and they have some goals that I know that they all want to hit. So that's the only caveat to letting them rest. But I think more importantly, being healthy for the playoffs is more important than everything.
And, look, I've gotten on Taylor early in the year. I still stand by the offensive line thing and not playing in the preseason, but that is old news. Nobody cares. He has done an excellent job on multiple fronts keeping this team together. And Arumo, though, and I said it earlier, Zim, and we've said this, you and I have talked about this for weeks now. The one thing, because of all the offensive weapons, that rarely is talked about with this team, and I believe as we sit here today, ultimately, the Bengals defense is winning games every bit as much as the Bengals offense is winning games. In fact, I think you can make an argument they're winning more games because of their defense than they are their offense.
I agree 100%. Think about how crazy this defense is. They go and slaughter the Panthers. We're up 42-7 with the starters in and everything like that, right? And because the offense was so dominant, lost in the sauce is that the defense killed them that game. They killed the Falcons too. And then you know how you know? Because then go watch these same teams the following week. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
go watch them like immediately after. Like, did you see the Panthers yesterday?
Yep.
When we played the Panthers, they looked like the worst team in football.
Yep.
The Panthers looked like the 10th best, 15th best team in football yesterday, you know? And so the defense makes a lot of these guys look pedestrian. And I think single-handedly, I thought the Browns had so many chances to go win that game. It was nerve-wracking. It felt like they had 30 possessions. Every time we would make a huge stop, I didn't feel like our offense was bad, but it was like, in my mind, it was so weird. I was like, why did the Browns have the ball again? And the defense would just step up, ball out, and make another play.
Well, Zim, but before I let you go, and we'll have you on again later in the week if you got the time. I mean, Christmas is around the corner. A lot of big Bengals fans. You've got lots of merchandise stuff, so I'm going to give you a chance to give us a sales pitch, because a lot of people are last-minute shoppers like myself. You got anything good?
You got to go to zimwhodey.com, and I promise you, if you could order, if you're watching this, I'll have it there before Christmas, I assure you. If you're in the Ohio area, we generally ship out like the following day. You probably get it like 4 business days or so. Okay. If it's a little further out, you know, you're kind of pushing it at this point. We're getting really close to Christmas. I still think we can get it out to you, but I really want you guys to go check out zimwhodey.com. A lot of different things that we've been saying on the show here on excuse me, here with Thom. A lot of things that we've been saying, like it is us, and you know, they got to play us, and all these different things that we've seen them come to fruition throughout the season, and even the Bengals kind of adapting it. And that was my mind frame coming into the season. I was in savage mode when the season started.
Yes, you were.
Like we were the team to beat, and zimwhodey.com, the merch that's on there, I think really reflects that, because you know, you gotta go. They're like, what do you want revenge for? I put the revenge tour on the back. I was like, revenge for everybody ever doubting us. And I think I represent for a large amount of people that watch Bengals teams be really good, but you know the misfortunes of Carson Palmer's knee or different things, and they don't talk about those things, and they remove context when they talk about us. And I'm out for blood. I really want to go back and stick it to everybody, and I want the Bengals to win so that we could all collectively say yes. And we've had a good team in a lot of different spots. It's just the way life goes sometimes, and I just hate the way that they talk about us. And I think we need a championship to move the needle a little bit in our favor, so that guys that we really like, the Jonathan Josephs of the world, the Leon Halls, the Ocho Cincos, the Isaac Curtis, the Willie Andersons, they get their just due. They all go hand in hand, and maybe revenge is a harsh word, but I just want the teams that you grew up liking, the teams that you love, the team that you invested so much into. I want those guys to get their just due, and the Bengals need to win now so that they can get our stuff highlighted really well. zimwhodey.com has the merch that gives you the eye of the tiger and really. You know,
Zim, there are givers in this world and there are takers in this world. You are truly a giver. And so, you know, I mean, I admire it. You're always thinking about somebody else. You could always be looking for the limelight. That's not your style. You're a giver.
I like to think so. I want the full circle. So many people. You ever notice so many people wake up and tell you about stuff that they want to go well, you know, in their lives. Like, you know, maybe it's not the way God intended it, but like so many things. Oh man, it's like as though nobody else has those same issues, right? But I drive past like homeless people like all the time that are in far worse positions than I'm in, and I think I'm so thankful that I'm in the position that I am to even come on here and talk. I'm so thankful. Like, if everybody is successful, if you're successful, and all the people around me are successful, if the Bengals are successful, all the things that a lot of people clamor for, I'm just using Bengals as an example. If you're helping out everybody that you're close to or people that you care about, I'm telling you, it comes back tenfold. That's why people be like, "What? You think Joe Burrow's he's gonna take the discount?" I'm like, no, pay him the full amount of money, pay him all the money. Why? Because he's gonna bring it back to the city of Cincinnati times 1,000,000. Stop thinking about what you want the roster to look like. Get paid. Joe Burrow is the guy that can help out a lot of different things around your team, and all the things will fall into place. And life is like that too. If everybody else is around you, and you're constantly with you, like being a resource and being an advocate for these people, I promise you, I'm living proof. Like everybody's helped me, but it's all on the strength of I love to see everybody around me go up. If we all go up, I mean, we strong. Look at P-Rod and Mixon yesterday. There is no starter. It's thunder and lightning. We can hit them with everything we got. You see what I'm saying?
Zim, believe me, buddy. In this time of year, we're always reminded about the spirit of giving, right? And giving gladly. And that is what you're all about, Zim. It's why we love having you on the show. You got the Cincinnati podcast going with our man Ace Boogie. Some dude named Strawberry Ice you've introduced me to that I got to get on his show. I mean, I thought it was, like Vanilla Ice. Somebody like that. But now you're telling me Strawberry Ice is a big dude, 6'5". I better be on just because he's 6'5". All right. Zim, have a good day today, man.
You have a wonderful day. Happy holidays. I'm going to see you later on this week, right?
You got that right, my man. We're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers later this week. So looking forward to that. Take it easy, my man.
Tom Brady going to have to sign that Joe Burrow jersey, ain't he? At the end of this game, they do the jersey swap. He's going to hand over the keys to the kingdom and say, let's ride. Let's do this thing. And here we go. Here comes Joe, everybody.
All right, Zim. Have a good day, my man.
You too, man. Have a good one.
Zim Whodey. The guy's awesome. Simply awesome.